Alright, thanks for stopping by the channel, guys. Today we are going to be reviewing the HOPUBUY, not sure how it's pronounced, but it's a hot tent stove, and bought it off Amazon. I want to say I paid around $78 for it. That was without tax and shipping, so around tax and shipping you're probably looking at about $100 in total. So today we're going to be doing an unboxing, and we're also going to be doing the first burn in the stove, because this year I've got a smaller hot tent setup coming, and I want to get it tried out before we take off and go into the woods. Want to get it squared away, make sure everything's working good. Read a lot of good reviews about this stove, so we'll see how it performs. So today we're just going to do an unboxing and do the first burn. Don't mind the birds in the background. Alright, so instructions. We got a stove jack. Pretty cool. Did a really good job packaging this. Set that aside. So all in total, this stove weighs about 15 pounds or just a little bit over. So definitely not something you're going to be backpacking into your camping spot. But if you're car camping, canoe camping, just hot tent camping, if you're pulling a poke sled, or if you're, walking in a short distance, 15 pounds is pretty lightweight to carry a short distance. Alright. So it looks like this is going to be the top portion of the stove. That's going to go right there. Just like that. So it looks like we got all the packaging inside the stove pipe. I'm going to bring you in closer and we'll get a better look. Alright, so I got the stove pipe taken out. Give you guys a closer look at the stove. The inside, it's got foldable legs. The door with the damper. Pretty decent little setup. Comes with 7 sections of stove pipe. One of them has the stove damper, not that one. So you can control the fire a little bit better. Comes with a little poker, ash scraper, and then you can use this to remove the top plate on the stove if you want. And then the glass for the front door, pretty thick, and it just slides right into the front door. So let's see here, that just slides right down in there. So the handle, I could see this getting really hot when you're burning the stove, so may want to upgrade this ring to something a little bit bigger. Same with the door damper. Definitely we'll either have to use a stick or maybe upgrade this ring a little bit, but we'll give it a test burn and see what we can get this thing to do. I'm gonna burn it nice and slow so that the paint cures. Some nice racks here on the side for drying clothes or keeping pot of hot water on the side. So we're gonna set this up and we're gonna get the first burn going. Alright, so we get the stove set up here in the fire pit. We're just gonna get it set up. First section of stovepipe is gonna have the damper, and then they kind of just slide over top of each other from there. Alright, so here's the stove set up. I'll probably get another section of stovepipe that has a spark arrestor for the top there. One, it'll give me a little bit more height coming out of the tent, and then obviously something that'll stop the sparks from landing on the tent, should there be any. So we are going to get this thing burned in and bring you guys along for that. Just gonna throw some 2x4 kindling in here. Get this stove going hot and fast. Alright, so we got the fire going in there. We'll give that a second to catch. Smoke coming out the front door is pretty normal for a stove when you first start it up. You gotta let the flue get nice and hot so it'll start drafting correct. But we're gonna shut this door. We're gonna give this a few minutes. Check back in with you guys. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see, it's been a few minutes, but we already got smoke coming off the stove. It's baking on that paint. I don't know if you guys can see that all that well, but you definitely don't want to do your first burn in your stove, your first burn in your tent. You want to do this outside because the smell of this paint coming off is pretty toxic. Definitely not something you want to be breathing in. But as you can see, the stovepipe's already starting to change color. Got the damper wide open there. I might try to close that actually, just so we can slow down the burn a little bit. Give this a good little while to start curing that paint. Alright, so we're about an hour into this burn, and for the most part the stove has stopped smoking, so the paint is curing. Pretty impressed, no bubbling, paint's not peeling. Wood stove, the flue pipe is definitely changing color, pretty much all the way up. Wind is coming out of the west today. I don't know if you guys can hear that drafting, but I get the damper wide open, and it's putting off a lot of heat. It's 55 here. We're here in the Northeast, and I mean, right here around the stove, just this fire pit, it's probably close to 70. I mean, this stove is just kicking off some heat, which is impressive for a little stove. And, you know, on a cold winter night, you know, in a hot tent, this is definitely going to be a nice warm retreat to get back into. So looking forward to giving this a run for its money. Definitely going to let it burn for at least a couple of hours. I want to make sure that this thing is good and hot. Let me see if I can get the door open here without burning myself. Show you guys inside. I just put a couple little pieces of hardwood in there. So it's burning nice and hot now. Just get some chunks of hardwood in there. Gonna get a nice hot coal bed going and keep this thing going for a little while. So I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I've got this thing down to a nice hot bed of coals. And I noticed that until you get a nice hot bed of coals in the stove, every time you open up the door to add, you know, wood, some smoke does come out. So definitely got to get that nice hot bed of coals established. Now burning really hot, really clean, and very impressed. Like I said, you know, looking at the paint on the sides, no bubbling, no peeling on the back. Everything looks really good. No smoke coming out of the top plate here. I know that's a big concern for a lot of people. It's one thing a lot of people that do tent stove reviews on kind of harp on, but no smoke is coming out of that. The glass does get a little dirty, but once you get a nice hot fire burning in there, that clears up. It burns right off. Overall, very, very impressed. Definitely looking forward to getting this stove into the hot tent. I'll have a video coming up on that here pretty soon. Have a Vevor 3-meter bell tent coming to do a review on, and that's going to be my new solo setup. And looking forward to putting this stove to the test in that in the winter. Nice clean burn, no smoke. So overall, very happy with this stove. Like I'll leave some links down below to Amazon where I got it. I did check, and it did say that the stove is currently unavailable, but that doesn't mean that they won't have more coming out in the future. So either way, I'll leave a link down below to this stove, so if you want to check it out. Like I said, I paid right around $78 for it on Amazon, and shipped with taxes right around $100. So very happy with it so far, and definitely looking to getting this thing out into the woods this year. So thanks for stopping by, guys. If you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe for some more content. Going to be doing some solo trips this year and looking forward to that. So thanks a lot for coming along, guys. See you on the next video.